Hey there, I am back with another deck review. Today I'm going to be looking at the Vitreous playing cards from RE Handcrafted and magician Jeremy Griffith. This deck is one with a fantastic story behind it. I'll post a link where you can read the whole story, but this is a tribute to Jeremy Griffith's recently passed father. And just a lot of design elements in here that you'll see as a tribute to him. Just really, really cool and beautiful story to it. But let's find out a little bit more about the deck. So first out, the name Vitreous. Vitreous means glass-like in appearance or qualities. And so the deck itself, all the elements here are going to be inspired by the stained glass from the Nantes Cathedral in France. So you'll see a lot of that as we work through. So front of the tuck case. So the tuck case is a really nice quality white matte finish to it. And very, very clean appearance. It's all just white with black ink. And in the center here, you'll see a kind of spade-like shape here with an arch window and then a couple of circular windows here. And you can see here just the detail of the stained glass kind of look there with that flower design in each one. So very, very nice on that. And then you've got a little bit of flourish and swirl coming down here. And then it just says Vitreous, and then underneath, qui servere est regnare. Probably botched that pronunciation, but loosely translated, that's Latin for who serves is who rules. And those are words, according to Jeremy Griffith, that his father really lived by, in that he was, big on service to others, which I think is just kind of a beautiful sentiment. But that's it on the front of the tuck case. On the sides here, you've got dedicated to David Griffith. That's Jeremy's father there, of course. And then created by Jeremy Griffith along with Adrian Valenzuela. On the bottom here, you've got just a little bit of regular ad copy. There's the RE Handcrafted logo there. And then you can see here that it's made in Taiwan by the Expert Playing Card Company. And then the top and the back are completely blank, which I think just really, normally I would like to see a little bit of design there, but I think that just how clean the overall tuck case looks, I think not a bad decision there. And then you've got that postage stamp style seal, again with that stained glass window in the center. Really beautiful there. And then as you flip it open, nothing on the inner flap. And then you've just got the initials here for Jeremy Griffith and then as well as Valenzuela over here. And then completely clean on the inside of the tuck case. So that's the tuck case. Really simple, very, very clean. I do like it. But let's look at the back of the cards. This may be the best part, but you'll see it is this really, really nice and ornate borderless design here. So it goes right up to the edge. And then you've got just this repeating pattern of those circular stained glass windows and just tons of details. You have the larger circular stained glass windows and these little sort of hexagon shapes there, kind of a hexagon with a circle in the middle. And then just forming this repeating pattern that goes all the way to the edge. Now, I did mention these are printed by the Expert Playing Card Company, not USPCC, but I think that's really, really important for this deck. With anything borderless, and especially something with this kind of detail in the design, Expert Playing Card Company, one of their hallmarks is how precisely they're able to cut. And so you'll have no variation from one card to the next. I mean, they're just really precision cut on those. You'll tend to, with USPCC cards, get a lot of variation. If you look at any of your decks, you'll see the borders are all going to be like slightly different thicknesses or slightly off center. That obviously would not work with a deck like this. I think it was really important that they were printed by Expert Playing Card Company for this one. So really beautiful design. We'll see in a little bit just how nice this looks in fans and is used as for cardistry, but very, very cool on that. But let's flip it over to the other side and see the extra cards that you get. So here are the jokers. You get 2 Guardian Angel jokers. So it's this Guardian Angel with the wings completely outstretched. It says Joker in the corner. And then on the base of the statue, it says Vitreous. So very, very cool. She's holding a book here. And then around the edge, you've got that Latin phrase again, qui servare est regnare. All the way just kind of repeating around the edge. And then if you look at the other one, very similar, except now it has a reveal there. So there you go. You can see the 10 of spades there. So pretty cool. A little extra that you can potentially use for magic, which is nice because there's no other gaff cards or anything in this one. So you got the 2 jokers. The rest of the cards, I've taken the liberty of going ahead and reordering these in kind of a standard deck order, but when you get them, they're going to be in what's kind of become a little bit of a trendy order, which is it'll look random. But what it is if you do one out Pharaoh with the deck, they'll be in mnemonica stack order. Just kind of, again, useful for Magic. So that's what you'll get by default, but I've gone ahead and reordered them in standard just so we can look through them for this review. So here we go. Start with Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades has that kind of very similar, so this is a callback to the front design of the deck. So you've got that stained glass shape that's making that spade, and just really, really beautiful work on that. Very, very cool, interesting shape for that spade there. And then pretty standard indices in the corner. And then as you continue through, these are fairly standard, except you'll see sort of different orientations of a lot of the pips. So it kind of gives it a little bit more of an interesting look on some of them. There you go, the 6 has kind of an interesting layout. 7, so you'll see some of them have just a non-standard layout, which I think gives it a little bit more interest as you flip through the deck. And then your court cards are going to be relatively standard, just slightly recolored a little bit of the color removed, so it's really just red, black, and white. Makes them look just a little bit cleaner, but otherwise fairly standard, nothing too special on these. So there's your court cards, and then we'll just continue really quickly through the diamonds. These are all going to be about the same. And again here, those cleaned up court cards. Same thing on the clubs. And then the last really interesting card they'll look at is the King of Hearts. So the King of Hearts is the one custom court card, and this is an image of Jeremy's father here. So you'll see him with the beard and the sunglasses, kind of a cool, really stands out as a weird little pip there, or weird little court card there. But you'll see here where he would normally be holding the sword for the Suicidal King, he's actually holding a wrench, and that's to symbolize the fact that his father was a builder rather than, one who would build rather than destroy, which again, kind of a nice little message there to add to it. So very kind of cool little tribute to his father there, throwing him on the King of Hearts. And then the rest of the court cards, like I said, is the only really custom court card in here. And that's the rest of it. So really interesting, beautiful, nicely done deck there. But what about how it handles? Well, Expert Playing Card Company, so it's going to handle a little bit different than your USPCC cards, but it's still going to handle really nicely. These have a little bit more of a, I don't know how to describe it, almost a waxy feel somewhat to them, which I'm assuming just helps them kind of slide around a little bit better, compared to USPCC, but they're going to have really clean cut edges, not as rough as you're going to get with USPCC as well. So they're going to handle really well. They're going to fan well and fan, honestly, just beautifully. I mean, look at how that really pops out as you use these in a fan. So these are going to be, I think, really great and interesting cards to use for cardistry, just how well they handle, and then just how good they look. Those borderless cards are usually a little bit more forgiving too if you're not super great at fans. I am one of those who is not super precise with my fans, but this will give you a little bit of cover for those. So really nice card deck for that. Other uses for this, I think this would be a great deck for Magic. Custom enough to be interesting, not so custom that it becomes distracting. So I think it'd be good for that, except for the fact, of course, that it is borderless, which makes it a little bit harder for certain tricks. So depending on the type of Magic you're doing, I think these could be a good deck for that. And then for gameplay, I think these would be great. Again, they're standard enough to be really comfortable for gaming and not terribly distracting. But main use, either as an art deck or in cardistry, I think you'll have no complaints with this. Just really, really nice deck. So beautiful deck, beautiful story to them. Really, really do like this deck. Definitely one worth checking out. I'll put a link to where you can check this out. That link will also include that full story and kind of a little bit of an interview from Jeremy about his father and what he meant to him. Really beautiful story, definitely worth reading. So hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions, other decks you want to see. Subscribe for other reviews and unboxings, things like that. And I will see you for the next one.